Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Necronomicon. Today I'll be going over the 50 names of Marduk, 1 through 10, and instead of reading it out of the book, being all cut and dry and shit, I'm going to give you my perspective on each one. And as we go through the names, I'll tell you which ones I personally worked with and my experiences. So, before we begin, I would ask you to go back. The playlist is on my channel, and you can also see the videos at the end screen here. That you go back and watch these videos. In the description box, I will be putting two of my brothers, the Priest of the Necro, now Lamadu Dingir, and the Black Tower. Sorry, I had a brain fart for a moment. I'm not really feeling well, so please forgive me. I highly recommend checking out their channels. They have a unique perspective, and plus a lot more information on the other stuff. In the last video, you're technically supposed to be gate walking first before you can work with the 50 names, but like most people, I kind of went through the back door. So yeah, but that's neither here nor there. And as always, you want to take your time. Don't want to rush things, because that will leave you in a situation that can go horribly wrong. So, a little recap from the last video. What are the 50 names? Who's Marduk? Well, he was a late god to the Sumerians and patron god to the Babylonians. Basically, the 50 names are the power of the gods as living weapons, if that makes any sense to you. Each one has unique powers and a sign. They range in powers from protection, prosperity, farming, bringing rain, looking for water, sciences, you name it. And they each come with a word of power. For those who don't, and there's only 2 of them, they're a bit more complex, and this is where you would have to do the gate walking first, because these are a little bit more trickier. I mean, I suppose you could meditate on it, but and talk to them through meditation, but I guess I would be the equivalent of coming into somebody's house through their back door and say, "Hey, got any food or something?" I don't know. Number 1. The first name is Marduk. He is the Lord of Lords, Master of Magicians. His name should not be called except for when no other will do, and it is the most terrible responsibility to do so. If I would have to compare Marduk to somebody, I would say Rambo, if you've ever seen Rambo or the First Blood movies. It's kind of like that. He's a badass. Now, given the situation that I'm in, if you've been following me, I've not once ever thought about calling on him. So, even though he could probably end it real quick, I don't want to take the chance of it fucking up. Name number 2. Marukka. Knows all things since the beginning of the world. Knows all secrets, be they human or divine. And it is very difficult to summon. The priest should not summon him unless he is clean of heart and spirit. For this spirit shall know his innermost thoughts. And he has no word. He's the first one to not have a word. Now, I've thought about calling on him. I really have. There was a time there in 2016 that I really thought about calling on him. I'm not going to go into the reasons why, but let's just say that it was for the wrong egotistical reasons. I mean, you can private message me and I'll tell you, but publicly I'm not going to state it. Let's just say it was for the ego. The third name, Marukka. Master of the arts of protection, chained the mad god at the battle, sealed the ancient ones in their caves behind the gates, possesses the Aris star. He has no word. I don't really have anything to say about him, honestly. Mainly because I'm still trying to figure it out. I want to say that you have to read between the lines with these names. They do a lot more than what they say in the book. Just to let you know that. I mean, some will upload, yeah. Some will state it clearly. But, you have to read between the lines to figure out what else they can do in that general area. That ought to make Ivy proud. Name number 4. Barashakushu. Worker of miracles, the kindest of the 50, and the most beneficent. He is the very first one I worked with. And the first one didn't go well. Because I killed it. Now the second time, doubt is a spell killer real quick. Fear and doubt, that'll kill your spell real fast. I worked with him again, and it's possibly that the second working with him is finally manifested. You can watch my Let's Talk Lost Revenge video for that one. But yeah. The fifth name, Lugaldimmerankia. By the way, a lot of these names are really, really long, complex, and yeah, so I'm going to try my best. A lot of these names I haven't really worked with, so that's kind of the reason. But that I don't know them so well, but I'll try. Puts order into chaos, made the waters aright, commander of the legions of wind demons, who fought the ancient Tiamat alongside Marduk Kurios. Haven't really worked with him, so I can't really say. But I suppose if you're having a chaotic lifestyle right now, not making sense of anything, calling on him would probably help. I don't know, but that's what I'm getting. The sixth name, Narilugaldimmerankia, the Watcher of the Igigi in the Anunnaki, sub-commander of the Wind Demons. He will put into flight any Maskim who haunt thee, and is the foe of the Rabisu. None may pass into the world above or the world below without his knowledge. So I'm thinking that he would be great for, like, if you have a haunting, like a seriously fucked up haunting, or what have you. He would be a good to bring the demon or spirit out of your house. Seventh name, Asaruludu, wielder of the flaming sword, oversees the race of watchers at the bidding of the elder gods. He ensures the most perfect safety, especially in dangerous tasks undertaken at the behest of the astral gods. Now, I've worked with him many a time, and I call upon him to protect my home and property, because he would be the equivalent to the flaming sword at the Garden of Eden. So, you know, I ask him to protect my home, to stop any malicious entities or people from coming on my land. The eighth name, Namtilla, a most secret and potent lord. He hath knowledge to raise the dead and converse with the spirits of the abyss. Unbeknown to their queen, no soul passes into death but that he is aware. So I guess if you want to say you want to do some light necromancy and communicate with the spirits of the dead, he is good for that. I've even thought about calling on him myself, actually. But, I thought about it, and there's some secrets that should be kept with the dead. The ninth name, Namru, dispenses wisdom and knowledge in all things, giveth excellent counsel, and teaches the science of metals. So if you have a chemistry or science lab or tests, even in the spell book there's a testimonial about calling upon him. and they passed the exam. The 10th name, Asaru. This power has knowledge of all plants and trees, and can make marvelous fruits to grow in the desert places. And no land is a waste to him. He is truly the protector of the bounty. So obviously that's pretty obvious that if you want to do some gardening or something, grow fresh fruits and stuff, call upon him and he'll help you. But that concludes names 1 through 10. Like I said, Priest of the Necro and Black Tower will be in the description. I'm basically reading off my master post for this. Check them out. They, well, like I said, they have more knowledge over these things, plus, so, now I'm just rambling, so I'm going to end the video here. I want to say thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and, I will, see you next video. Oh, and, be sure to subscribe if you haven't, become part of Team Awesome, and, you can find me at the places in the description box below. So,